Hello, Reem. So we're now recording so that you can share your successes, which have been amazingly broad rather than just diet. So hopefully ladies will come on here to get an idea of what this program is, what it can do for them, and how broad the spectrum is of health benefits, mind, body, weight, like the whole thing. So you've transformed in so many ways that we just wanted to kind of, cover. When you first started this program, what is it you were looking for?
What I was looking for a solution, or let's say, definitely not a magical pill, because I've tried it all. I've seen so many. I've paid, if I want to tell you how much I paid just for this, I could say probably more than $10,000, even more, on products, on programs, on diets, videos, exercising, personal trainers, gym, everything, even more. I'm sure that I paid more than that. And I knew that if I want to do something, then it definitely has to be different. It's not about the diet. It's not about the food. Keto, I've tried fasting. I tried the, limiting the calories, counting macros, all of everything, HIIT trainings, weight, everything. So I knew that there is something that has to work, but I just don't know what it is. And that's when, I came across.
You tried keto and that you've tried fasting. And the thing is, when people come on the program, they see anything that I've written about, ketones, and think, oh, that's keto, done that or tried that kind of thing. What did you find different about what we did versus what you'd done before?
What was totally different for me is introducing the concept of whole food or holistic lifestyle. Shifting the focus from the weight or losing the weight into focusing on the health. So literally, this is something that we as women totally ignore. We ignore that. We think that if we lose the weight, we will be healthy, but it's not true, because I've lost weight so many times, up and down, up and down, up and down. I was not healthy. I had a lot of issues, had a lot of mental issues. I had a lot of bad habits that was not fixed by those programs, because again, it was not about what really works for me. Now, the difference between this program and other programs is that other programs are for the mass. It's very generic. Even if it's keto, even if it's fasting or any kind, I'm not saying that they don't work. They do. But would it last? I promise you not. It does not, because you can, it's in your head. It's how you look at things, how you look at yourself, how to understand what really works for you, because our bodies, our hormones, our lifestyles are totally different. So one program that might work for me definitely would not work for someone else. I am a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses.
You travel a lot, yeah.
Under pressure. And my lifestyle, I travel a lot. So there's no routine. There are so many changing elements. Even as I'm saying, I'm over 40, and hormones changed. Everything is different. So what really works for me might not work for someone else. I don't know how to cook. I don't like how to cook. That was remember, that was the first that I told you. I don't like to cook. I don't know how to cook. But now it became different, because now I know that doing this makes me happy, because I feel different. I feel happy doing it. So the different thing about this program is that it's really tailored or each woman differently from the other. It, regardless of what, let's say, what is the method, whether it's keto or fasting or low carb, macros, counting calories, regardless of the method, how you understand what your body needs and how you understand how you think and why you're thinking this way, that was the biggest shift for me. Honestly, I found a lot of joy understanding myself first without focusing on the weight. It was part of the journey. It's like the cherry on the top.
Yeah.
That I was losing weight. But what we discovered during our journey, Ashley, was like beyond the weight. And yes, focusing on health first and the weight comes after. That was, for me, that was it was a huge shift.
Yeah, because it's a shift with, I think, your family, with your friends, how you responded to people when you did go out. You know, you had big fears about food because food was a very large component of your enjoyment, your culture, your routine, your habits. And how do I shift myself when I'm out and about with others as well was a really big fear.
Yeah, it was really one of the biggest fears because, as I said, traveling a lot, having to, not having my routine or being in my comfort zone and being exposed to a lot of, let's say, social pressure. That was one of the things that really I was worried about, because I knew that it could be, one of the points that I will fail because of that. So understanding my needs, understanding my situation, understanding how I think and how to deal with those situations, it has a huge impact.
Yeah. Well, I think when you came, it was initially for weight. I think if honest, it's weight, and you thought, well, that you're really interested in the fact that it's a lot of mindset work, and that I was a therapist that we could talk about the mindset. And then we realized actually there's a huge amount physically that you might want to address. And that might be feeling that lethargy where you want to sit in your brown chair and, sort of not get up, whether it was you physically not being able to, your gut not being well, and addressing how you address, even massaging your gut so that your gut work better. Because, this is all about healing our gut, the microbiome, and everything from the inside out, because as soon as you're healthy, the weight will drop. But to get healthy, you need to recognize what you want to heal. And whether that is your mindset around this isn't going to work, because we've done an awful lot of work on reframing a sentence that you might tell yourself in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell yourself at night. Because a lot of people, I think, really do beat themselves up for many, many years, don't they? Thinking, I can't do it, or this is not going to work. But when you turn that around, you realize that you've got the world at your feet. And I remember you saying, I feel happy about yourself. You feel proud. Now, they're really big things, and that you can wear anything you want now.
Yeah, definitely. I joined your program, and I remember my size was 14 UK. And I came across this video. I was like watching some YouTube videos on how to style your clothes to cover all the, big curves and stuff, and in that video, I heard about you, and I was like, okay, that's different. We're talking about mindset and not just, a method of losing weight. We're talking about all sort of things that I really never worked on when I wanted to lose weight. I have to say proudly that within 8 weeks, a little bit more maybe, I'm down to size 10, 8 UK. So down from 14 down to 10, 10 and 8, like in between. And it felt amazing because the time frame was like ridiculous. We solved so many issues during this period of time that literally I spent years trying to figure out. It's not about the weight anymore. I look at things totally in a different way. There's a huge shift that happened. One of the reasons that most of us as women, we really don't know, because we're not scientists, not all of us are doctors. So we just hear all the time that you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose weight. But what about hormones? What about my gut? What about all the issues internally that I don't see and I do not understand? How would I know about that? And that was one of the things that I really liked at the beginning, is that you give us a long questionnaire where we talk purely about issues and health issues. And I was like, I've been into so many programs and no one ever asked me about that. Never. And no one even asked me, how do I feel? Or how am I feeling during the process? So all the other programs that I've been into, and seriously, I paid so much for so many programs, elite programs, where they just literally, you're just a number in the program. You're just a number. So whatever they have, like it's a manual and you have to read it and you have to follow it. But it really, no one comes at the end of the day, ask you, how do you feel? Or what are you thinking?
How do you feel about all sorts of things? How do you feel about, we get into the really big stuff, don't we? How's your wee? How's your poo? How are you feeling in your mood in the morning? How's it at night? How are you feeling after food, wind, bloating, everything? And I think it's really important to do everything physically as well as emotionally, so we can see what's happening and how you're reacting to food. Absolutely. Timings.
And that's where we discovered that I had so many issues in my gut. I had a history, 7 years constipation problem that literally I never thought in my whole life that we could fix in such a program. I was thinking of going to a specific doctor to just help me with that. And I never thought that with what we're doing, we could fix a 7-year-old problem that could have even lasted for years, because I've been living on laxatives for those 7 years, especially like after giving birth. I never imagined that I could go on a day without using my laxatives. It would be impossible.
And that was a really big fear for me. I was thinking, wow, that's 7 years of taking laxatives. And as you may know, or many ladies on here may know, that if they've tried keto before, being constipated is a big fear. And rightly so, but, you know, that's how people experience it. So we do have to really dive into, we do have to assess stools. Really, what's happening with them, so that we can look after your body while you go through this change. So when you said 7 years of that, I was thinking, okay, we're really going to have to take good care here.
And this is, we worked on that maybe more than focusing on the diet itself, or let's say the losing weight thing. We were focusing on how to fix everything inside and outside, in the head, in the body, how to fix all that in order to have a proper, smooth weight loss. And that was like, seriously, that was amazing for me, because again, I paid a lot of money and no one even asked me about that. I didn't even know that I had such a problem, or thinking that these are linked to not losing weight. I thought losing weight is just something that depends on calorie, what you eat, you know, depriving yourself, or just not eating for some time, you hate it, and when it's done, when you lose the amount of kilos that you want to lose, then you go back to the old habit. But actually, what we've done here is addressing all the issues internally, externally, to help the process. What you put into when you join this program, what you put, the effort that you put, I promise you the results that you will get is much, much bigger than the effort that you put. You won't even believe that you can do this, because for so many years I've been told that it's impossible. But knowing that I can eat, I don't feel hungry, I love myself now because I feel good. We talked about this even before. My relationship with my daughter is even better, because the time I used to put, or the time that I consumed to focus on, why do I look like this? I'm not happy. I blame myself. I'm angry all the time. I feel sad because, why is it happening to me? And all of these thoughts, the effort, the mental effort that I was putting on that side, it made me lose the connection with what really matters. And when we worked on, why am I doing all of this? And I realized that I'm doing this because I want to live longer, healthier. I want to be able to play with my daughter and not just be like sitting on the brown chair, lazy and not being able to do anything because I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I'm 40, I can't do this, I can't jump, I can't go
I'm
up.
not fun. I think I
I'm
remember
not,
you saying I'm not fun, and we said, well, how do you be fun? What does it take? And of course, the next
yeah,
day you were putting some music on, dancing together, and it felt completely different.
absolutely, absolutely. That was literally one of the biggest, let's say, takeaways or achievements that I feel we've accomplished in this journey. Having a great relationship back with my daughter, which is the reason why I'm doing everything in life. Having the energy to wake up in the morning, be active, do a lot of things that I literally miss. I was not doing for a long time. I felt like I had zero energy.
You had the brown chair. That's what
Brown
that was your comfort zone. And
brown
from what I remember, nothing good happened in the brown chair.
I see the brown chair and I ran like, woo,
Yeah.
bye-bye, more.
Most people have one of those. It's where you sit and watch Netflix, or where you sit and negatively ruminate, or when you sit there and put food in and feel bad about yourself. So new relationship with the brown chair. You've got a good relationship with your body now. You can touch your body and feel good with it. And I say that with, when we massage in the stomach, so that when you get in touch with what you can do for your body, it's a win-win, isn't it? Whether it's exercise, whether it's yoga, whether it's mindset, whether it's breath work, it's just being relatable to your body. What is it trying to tell me when your stomach's in knots? Is that because I'm stressed about something externally? And am I going to create a problem for myself if I don't make a choice of how I respond to that external pressure?
Yeah.
It really is listening to your body, whereas I think many times we could be in knots and be stressed about the knots, but not really identify what they are, to be able to go, I'm going to get rid of them. Because weight loss is also about relaxation and being able to be relaxed, being able to sleep, being able to let your body rest and digest. And you've done all of those things, learning about sleep, learning about water, learning about being in touch with your body, listening to your stress levels, lowering your cortisol, managing, getting stressed about going out to eat or going to travel, or your bowels. It's just like, hey, if we can bring the stress levels down, then we can look at how we feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turn the dial and start thinking, I want a better relationship with my daughter, I want a better relationship with myself, with food, with my husband, with my friends, with my family. But it all comes from you, doesn't it? It all comes from
So true.
the choice of what you put in here is quite remarkable, how that can damage everything.
Yeah.
Or think about what we're putting in here. And it's if we can get it into proportion, I guess, into relativity of life, that's 24 hours a day. If we're consumed by this, it's exhausting.
Absolutely. The weight of the, let's say, the pleasure, that the instant pleasure that you get, for example, from comfort food, compared to the pleasure that you will have being healthy, active, having a clear skin, having better relationship with the people that matter the most, because your mind is clear now to be able to focus with them instead of having, all those thoughts directed towards all the negative things. The weight of the results that you will get is literally priceless, and it's nothing compared to, as I said, the instant pleasure of the comfort food that you get now, or that you will have now, the piece of cake, or I do enjoy a lot of things right now, and I enjoy it, but I know that I have the power to choose what to pick and what to eat, or when to eat that. And I know that even if I just had this piece of cake today, I know what to do, and I won't be like blaming myself. I won't be like, exactly. It's a totally different journey, because I feel like now the fear that I lived with for over 20 years is gone. It's no more there. I want every woman out there to feel the same, because we deserve that. We as moms, as working moms, as not just working moms, every woman in this planet, where we go through a lot of, as I said, a lot of things that we go through. We as women, we go through a lot, honestly, and we deserve to be happy. We deserve to have, to take care of ourselves. And I think that with you help me uncover so many things that I didn't know existed, or maybe I knew and I was ignoring.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about, menstrual cycles, even they change because your hormones change. So period pains, or that kind of PMS where you go, headaches, all of those things.
I had migraine. I had severe migraine. The cycle, I used to have a cycle like every month for like 3-4 days, sometimes twice a month, where I had the migraine episode where I'm totally shut down, couldn't do anything, couldn't function, laying in bed, not being able to open my eyes, read, work, or do anything. And that was like really one of the things that, again, I accepted, that I'm like that, I have to live with it.
Yeah.
And no sort of medication or doctors or anyone would fix that for me. And I have noticed that since September until today, I can't remember I had a migraine episode ever. If I had maybe a slight, maybe headache, which is nothing compared to what a migraine is. So this is also another thing that we managed to solve with the power of food, with the power of food, with the power of eating whole food and focusing on being healthy inside out.
Isn't that crazy that the power of food can change the migraines like that?
Yes, I never heard of that before, to be honest. No one will ask you in any other program. No one will ask you about that. No one will care to ask you about that, because you're simply just a number in the program, or just another username and password where you log in into a screen and watch recorded videos that speaks to the mass, to the general, public. It's not for you. They don't know what you're going through, what mental issues that you go through, the stress level. How do you eat? How do you sleep? Do you poop? Do you, all of that?
And you put the work in. You had chronic irrigation, which you would never have done before. But that was so helpful, and such a surprise to you that it was helpful. There are certain things for certain people that really help. But if they hadn't thought about them for their particular ailment, why would they? Because they're just going on a diet. They're just going to a club each week, or they're just watching a video, or they're just, saying keto is really bad. Actually, this is so much more. What's going on for my body? What can I do? How do I want to feel? And what can I do practically?
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, reframing, physically. And that's the thing, isn't it? That it's having the options. And what's so wonderful about what you've done, which I want to share, is that you not only were ready to do this, but you had the patience to not get stressed about your weight going down at the rate that somebody else's might have done. Because some people drop really fast and some people are slower. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be sustainable weight loss. It just having the patience, isn't it, to get on your journey and get that momentum, get rolling and let it happen.
Yeah. And I for the first time, like if this happened in other programs, I would definitely just quit and feel like, okay, see, Reem, it's not working, then definitely it's you. And with you, it was different because, yeah, maybe it was slower for me, but because we were solving so many other issues that will help the process. So we took our time to just focus on fixing things rather than looking at the scale. And that was the difference. That was a huge difference. I feel like literally I'm born again. I'm a new person because now I don't live in fear anymore. I know that no matter what happens, I now understand me. I understand what works for me. I understand what is not good for me. And you always told me that to like you, the freedom is the power to choose. And now I choose this. I choose to be healthy. I choose to be happy, and I choose to live my life and to take everything that will serve me, you know? And that was amazing. And again, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I speak too much, I know, but I'm always excited about our achievements together. We still have more to go. Like I think I have a few kilos now, but again, the urgency and the fear and it's totally different now. I know I can do it calmly and happily, and I will do it whenever I'm like ready, and I will take my time to live my life, understanding everything around me and taking it easy and just loving myself. And then I know that the weight will go off eventually, you know? So I'm super excited. Thank you so much for everything.
My pleasure. Thank you.